Hello, this is very good if you want to show a demo or presentation to your customers on what does the whole cycle covers, that is, what does Jaguar or your ERP covers. Jaguar covers the whole cycle except production planning and production control. Here we will be discussing material management and asset management and will not be discussing quality management and maintenance management. Now we will be discussing demand and purchasing management in one go. Purchasing management. Purchasing management have inputs from these three modules, that is demand management, sales management and project management. Then we have purchase demand processing which comes in. Then we have tender process which we will not be discussing here as there is another module called tender management. Then we have purchase agreement or contract management. Then an order will be generated at the end of this process. The order will be shipped and it will be generated here and then approved and it will be shipped through receipts so that I get my order delivered to me. And at the end it will be invoice, and after the invoice it will affect finance and general ledger. So this whole cycle of purchasing is that you have your purchase demand, you have your contract, contract goes into order, order goes into receipt and receipt goes into invoice. We have sales demands, proposals and contracts which is related to tender, and orders, dispatches and invoices. This is sales and point of sales POS which is purchasing. And then we have purchasing demands, purchasing files and proposals. This is related to tender management, and orders, receipts and invoices. We have something like POS that is only specific to purchase point invoices. So the flow is similar to what you see here. As you can see, these are the different modules. Now we have the output of tender process that goes into tender management. From tender management it goes into purchase contracts, and from purchase contracts it goes into order. Now there is a note that you need to understand. Imagine the tendering or whole flow is for 4 items or 4 purchases or one purchase with different blocks. For example, you are purchasing a container of laptops. Normally you don't purchase a whole lot in one go. You want to make the payment. Now you have installment for the payment, or you might have installments for the delivery. So you make a contract with this guy. Like he's supposed to ship you a container of laptops. But he might give you part by part or lot by lot. He might not give you the whole shipment. So he has one contract with you. That contract can go into many orders, like 2, 3, 4 orders. At the same time, that orders can be dispatched, shredded into receipts. You have one order, 10 items. He may say he can't ship it and says he can ship you 5 now and 5 tomorrow. So we call it partial delivery. So it's one to many. And when you invoice it, you invoice one dispatch or invoice one dispatch into 3 invoices, invoice 3 dispatches into one invoice. So you can have different relations between these things. It's not a one to one relation. It can be one contract to 2 orders to 3 dispatches to 2 invoices. So you want to know that this is possible in this system. Now, let's talk about tender and demand management. The demand management is a simple process that again customers do ask. It's a good excuse to sell licenses because in demand management, the customer says, I want all my users to be able to do the demand electronically. So, if you want all your users to be available in the system, you need 200 user licenses, which is very good, like about $250,000. So you can push them to use demand management. But normally you have supervisor users. You have some users who come and say, okay, I am the supervisor for the sales department. Whatever order comes from 50 people, I manage those orders. So one person sits and starts adding this. And there is another person who approves the demand. So this is the demand delivery part. And if approved, again another approval comes. This is approve or remove process. It's like because demand delivery again, if you are in a bureaucratic organization and if you want a pen, you have to write to a superior. Superior have to write to his superior, and it has to go to 5 people to have the approval, and it takes months to get the pen. So better to go out and buy a pen yourself. So the same process here. That's why I have a lot of approvals here. At the end of the approval process, you come to the demand delivery process. So it's the same process. That's why we have lots of approvals here. At the end of the approval process, you come to the demand delivery process. Demand delivery, will it be a purchase order, a tender, a warehouse transfer, or will it be a user slip? That is, if you have it available in your warehouse, or if you don't have it available, you need to buy it or get it from another warehouse. So it will be warehouse transfer. If you don't have it available in any of them, you have to make a purchase order. So this is what demand does. The output of demand goes into purchasing management. Demand of order, its purchasing order, it goes into material management as the warehouse transfer. It's available in the other warehouse, so bring it down here. I want to use it. For big purchase, it can go into tender management. We want 100 cars. Let's have a tender for it. So it creates a tender file for it. Project management. If you want to buy a building, so you can create a project for producing a building. At the same time, for production control and production management, if you want to buy a big building, just like a project, you need a big production file. You can produce that. Let's say we talk about part production company. They want to produce a device. You can produce it yourself. So let's define it as production project. So you can create a production project. So the outputs of these demand management are all these modules integrated, and it's working okay. Integrated with all these modules, the problem is this, it's not available yet, and only these parts are available.